Hey everyone, Jamie P here, and welcome to another installment of our monthly Stop the Blur Memory Planner kind of check-in. This is the part of the show where I walk through the month that I just worked in using a previous Stop the Blur kit, and there's a lot to share with you today, so let's jump on in. Okay, I have here on my desk, this is the craft planner, and I have finished December, and just at this point need to go back, and as I shared in my 2022 walkthrough, which I will link below if you have not had a chance to take a look at that. Thank you everyone for your kind comments and your conversation and your insight on that video. It's been lovely to hear them and read them and interact with them. But for the most part, this year's memory planner is complete. So I'm going to walk through here what I have so far. And then the last week is a process video at the very end. So hang on. I want to walk you through a couple of things as I process through a week in my memory planner. Okay, so as you can see, I have here Heidi Swapp Stop the Blur kit from December. Very seasonally eccentric. And so I started here with a couple of videos of some crafts that were actually happening on my desk. And then this is one of the matchbook elements that were part of that kit and the alphas that were part of that kit, as well as this little cute, adorable gift pocket. I mean, come on. Can't you think of some other lovely ways to maybe use this kind of idea? I can't wait to see what she comes up with. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas was from that kit as well. Look at my tree and kind of a little bit of insight here as to what was taking place at this time. And I also used a pocket here. For some reason it's stuck and I can't pull it out right now. This is one of her sliders, and the stamp that was part of that kit is on there as well. And I just love these postage stamps. You really don't want to miss the kits, guys. And I think the reason you're here is because more than likely you are a kit subscriber. But these kits are just always so good. Now this is a slider window that is already in the regular shop, and I just made, this was the first day of December, so I just wanted to have kind of an impactful way to start the month. I typically start the month fresh and brand new on its own page, but this started on Thursday and it felt a little odd to me to start a whole nother page. So I went ahead and ended November here, which was we were jumping right into the season. So it just worked. In this particular instance, it worked to go ahead and keep December 1 the end of November. Sometimes it doesn't. In this instance, it did. So again, here with more of that, those slider windows that I just love so much, I added another photo on top as well as underneath with my journaling there as well. And then December Vibes is part of the printable that is included if you are a Stop the Blur class subscriber. These printables are part of that, and they are in and of themselves just a very, very lovely element to add to your planner. Now you can see here I have this little 2x3 page insert, and I loved having that, and I'm pretty sure I intended to add something to the back of it. It's the beauty of it. It gives you all this real estate front and back. But I just had all these photos because it's my sister's 50th birthday. So I print at home, and I'll talk about that a little bit in the process video, but I just kept these on the photo paper, and they were just some really meaningful photos that I wanted to have as part of that day. Now here is all printable from Heidi Swapp's December class. So I just embellished this little journal card, and then I put my journaling underneath. This here little notched part is from Hometown Holidays paper collection, but everything else was part of the printable. And then again with this little wonderful gift pocket, and I liked having this one here and this one here and kind of balancing out this first week of December. So then we come in here and we get really green eccentric, right? So this is a quote that I almost always put on my Instagram at the beginning of the week. I try to do Sunday, but Sundays are really actually hard for me to get into social media. I really do try to take the day off. So sometimes I don't end up there until Monday. But I wanted that quote from Bob Hope. My idea of Christmas, whether old-fashioned or modern, is very simple. Love others. Come to think of it, why do we have to wait for Christmas to do that? I used some of the Hometown Holiday here because of this ledger paper that is on the other side of this to really journal out Monday quite a bit. And then this was a pre-made tag. I did this early on, and then I used that as an openable for some journaling underneath. Again, here with this match book that is part of the December kit, and I loved using that. And I want to say, when I did my November walkthrough and I did a little sneak peek of the December kit, this puffy sticker, I think I might have even used the terms, I'm not really a puffy sticker kind of girl, but boy, did I find a way to use those. And here's another one here. And here's another one here. I actually used quite a bit of them on my December pages. I mean, like, why not? They're there. They worked. They were really cool. So you're going to see puffy stickers on these pages. So here, crossing over Wednesday and Thursday, it was St. Nicholas Day, I think actually on Tuesday, and I just came across some really good liturgies with regard to St. Nicholas. And so I wanted those to be part of this. So I did kind of this triple sort of, if you will, interactive piece. And then I used, I typed out St. Nicholas. The more inside is from the printable. It's a little swatch of that awesome striped washi that's in the shop. And of course, this postage sticker that is from the kit. And I just embellished that over some 49th and Market paper and created that openable. And then again, here is part of the 4x8 page sleeves. And I just cut it down to 2 because I wanted this story on this side and I had another story on the other side, and then journaled that underneath using some of the printable. Oh, and then I had this little flippable too of this little adorable little girl in my book. Okay, and this half of the page is just a lot of photos, a lot of journaling. The December caption stamp is used there. There's the printable used there. Talked a little bit about what happened on Saturday here by way of writing. Again, with that kit pocket. Kit pocket? How about gift pocket? I love it so much and love this. And I don't know. I think I just wanted, I don't know. You know, let me just say something right now. I have a lot of journaling on here, but how often do I come back and I realize I haven't put journaling in places? I don't know why not, but it doesn't matter. It still looks good. Okay, next page. Got a lot of elements of red on here. The date and the dates and this big 50, because my sister is actually 50 this week, we're all done with lumberjack plaid. And so I just went with it. I just went with the red. So just to walk through what is on this page. So big old 50 from the storyline. From the storyteller stamp set, and I did that on vellum, and then I used the vellum sticker and put it on my page. The she's is the alphas from the December kit, and I went back to kind of playing with this 2 by 2 by 6 inch size photo. I don't know. I don't have a rhyme or reason for why I go about and doing things certain ways, but that's how that came to be there. And then basketball was going on big and heavy during December, so talked about that. Okay, here for this little matchbox book, I just literally just tucked the printable in there. This was from the kit, and then inside I have journaling and some photos, kind of just stuck that in there. I don't know. I just kind of like the way it looked instead of being adhered to this. It just tucks right in there. And I liked how that looked. Got another photo of just a moment in my day, no big event, and this journaling and basically bullet pointing some things that happened in the day. I just want to talk about this for half a second here before we get to the last to the Christmas week of this month. And that just a lot of times I'm hearing, what do you put on your pages? And asking different questions along those lines. And here's just a really good, to me, this is a really simple example of a really basic way to add something to your page. So this was a larger photo. It could be 2 by 2. It could fit right inside the day, right? I cut out this Merry Christmas printable from the printable, and I journaled. And that is all that is on that page. And in a way, not even in a way, basically, that is exactly what this Friday is. There's journaling. There's a little bit larger size photo. I happen to use this little pocket here. That's from the kit. I stamped on the pocket from the kit stamp. I actually did journal on both sides of this little pull-out tag. Super adorable. And then I used the alphas to just reiterate it was Friday. And I put Miracle Friday because we watched Miracle on 34th Street. And that was the day. Okay, let's talk about this one. I'm going to do this again later on in the process as well. But I just want to share the simplicity of how your pages can actually look, how your days can actually be laid out. Again, this is actually a pocket that I made, or a envelope rather, from Heidi's envelope dies. And it was my parents' anniversary, and my dad had posted their little newspaper ad for when they used to do this back in the day in the smaller towns, I guess. I don't know. I don't have one of these, but he posted this. I took a picture of it and I put it here in this little hometown holiday envelope that I made. I used the sticker from the kit and I journaled, and that's the whole page. And back here again, photo and journaling. I have this little arrow tab that's from the shop, and then this mostly nice is from the kit. That's all that those days are. So I guess in a way you could look at this and say, oh my gosh, she just has so much going on there. And I really didn't. I had a photo, I have words, and sometimes it's that simple, and sometimes it looks super complicated like this page does here. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. This is the 4x8 page sleeve, and I masked it out because I had a day up with my granddaughter. We had a very early Christmas, and so it was just a beautiful opportunity for a lot of photos. I use these new mailbox stickers for like a little tab, and I used Jolly here. And then this is from the printable, and I just popped it up on this pattern paper, Hometown Holiday. And I have the quote here from my week. I just embellished this pocket with the sticker over the Hometown Holiday paper. I have journaled, I have photo, and I have journaled. And I journaled the heck out of these pages. Photo, more items from the printable. Photo, here's those posted stickers. I think I used most of them this month. I adored these stickers so much, and they worked in so many ways. And then this is all just journaling, and yet there was a lot going on that week. Now this is not a lot on this page at all. I pre-made this way early on, and it worked out that I then put our family photo there from Christmas Day, and then I used a piece of ledger from Hometown Holiday and journaled the day. I didn't do a whole bunch of photos at all from Christmas. There's just so many, and I will save that for my December album. This was a tag that was pre-made, and we were heading into the seriously cold spell, and so I thought, I'm just going to tuck that in there. And then a picture of the cold day, actually. And my friend here, who never drinks hot chocolate, and she's drinking hot chocolate, proves to you how cold the day was. All right, let's now segue into this page. Okay, so I have my photos there. I'll get back to that in a moment. And I just wanted to kind of walk through really quick what my process literally is when I'm starting a page. And you can see I have just pieces of this, that, and the other thing kind of arranged very loosely on the page. And I will be very specific about sharing my mindset, my thought process on that. I've just pulled together a lot of different elements that basically go with my color scheme. So to the point of my photos, I do print at home. I use a Canon IP870 large format. I've used it for years. And sometimes I keep my photos collaged together. You'll see how that works. Most of the time, I do not leave a border on them. I primarily use 2x2 photos, sometimes a 2x26 size photo. Now, I'm going to repeat this again when I summarize here at the very end, but let me talk about what I'm doing here. I went through my kits and I gathered the elements that would match the color that I decided was going to be this page. You can see me here putting a cutting mat behind that page so it was more smooth to work with. So that is an envelope from a previous kit that I know I'm going to have hidden journaling in. Now, I literally found this note to self circle tag that was already cut at the top. So I am just making it work. This is a pre-made tag. I talk about that later on. Just make stuff, guys. You never know where you're going to use it. It doesn't necessarily have to have an end site as you're making it. You'll find a place to use it, and that's exactly what I'm doing there. Love this little tag holder. I don't even know what it was called, tag folder. Also from a previous kit, I think this past fall, we might have had that in the Stop the Blur kit. And so loved that so much, and it's going to be put to use. Now, I have a photo of myself here. I don't know why I took it. It was my camera roll, so I printed it because it's the last week of the year, which does cause for pause and reflection. And so that was going to be what my Tuesday was going to be about, was making some notes to myself. And then that little girl who's in a very yellow pajama that does not match my page is going to be kind of hidden, but there'll be plenty of journaling going on with that. Another photo of the day that's going to tuck into Wednesday, and that's going to tuck underneath, and some journaling will be associated with that as well. I believe I have some more photos coming in here. This was a day spent up at my granddaughter's. I guess I should say my daughter's. And so I printed those photos out 2 by 2. They're going to sit down there at the bottom of the Thursday. And I think I show you here with this little tag folder that I'm going to hinge it. But stay tuned to see how that actually works out here in a minute. And so that is my process, literally, of how I get my pages into place. Now, I'm going to start on the next day, Friday. There's a photo. It's a 2 by 2, black and white, because the colors weren't working well. And I'm showing you here a piece of vellum that I have already scored. It is 6 inches wide, a little bit more, about 2.5 inches tall. And I'm going to tuck that photo collage from our New Year's Eve bash under that, with some other elements that I'm going to show you here in a moment that are going to go on the top of that. I'm using this modern alpha die from ScrapbookCom, and I'm going to use the letters to spell celebrate. And so I'm just gathering those now, and this didn't really come to me until I realized I want the word celebrate. I really didn't have a lot of celebrate dies, so that's why I'm using alpha, in which I punched, or die cut rather, with just a regular black cardstock. I have already pre-glued several pieces on, and now I'm going to go ahead and use 1/4 inch double-sided adhesive to adhere that score part to the page. And then I'm using smart glue here to add just a little bit of glue to the back of my letter, and it's going to tuck right there on the page. So that's just basically the technique I use there. The definition stickers are also from, I believe, November Stop the Blur. And let me put that letter back in place there. And I decided with that I needed to adhere it to a piece of cardstock and then trim it down. And I wanted to trim the sides down a little bit, and then I wanted to trim the top and the bottom of that. And I just kind of did that carefully with those scissors. Next, what you're going to see happening is making a decision where the definition is going to fit. I'm popping it up with 1/8 inch double-sided foam adhesive, so it has a little bit of adhesion. How about some elevation? And so I just decided to pop it right there. And now I'm going to use ScrapbookCom's adhesive roller to attach not only this photo, but the rest of my photos here in place. So that day is basically done. So back to the details here. This envelope that is going to hold hidden journaling. I've already journaled on the circle tag. I decided the homemade tag needed to be, all the trim needed to be trimmed down. And then I'm putting an interactive piece. I use the sticker paper that I fold I score it and fold it. And that is how I add these hinges. And I'm going to do the same thing to this here. Just take the sticker paper. It's about 1 inch wide. I score it about 1/2 inch, then take off the backer paper and adhere it to the back of it. And then we have an interactive piece. I do that a lot. I'm throwing the alpha from that black alpha set goals onto this little label here, because I'm just kind of giving title to this page here to the day on Tuesday is what I'm doing. And now watch what I do here. So I'm adding adhesive to the back of the tag folder, and then I'm adding my photos in. Same, no big technique here. I'm just adding them in. But then I realized I did not want that to be adhered flat. So I am using my adhesive eraser to take off the adhesive off the back. And I'm going to do the same thing with the sticker paper that has already been scored and folded. I'm taking off the backer paper, and now it is going to be hinged to the page with all kinds of real estate now available behind that. Layering in the rest of these elements, and then I'm going to just wrap this up here in the next segment for you. Okay, so I just wanted to wrap up this video and just kind of summarize real quick what took place on this page. It might be reiteration, but I just want to make sure I'm just helping with the questions that I've been getting so regularly lately. So, again, what goes on my page? Here's what's gone on this last week of December, crazy, of 2022 on my page. So this was an older, I believe this is from November kit, as I explained. And, I put in here some notes that were kind of to me inside this. And then here was a quote that I had from John Gordon that was a great reminder for this time of year, this last week of the year. And then some notes and some bullet points on what happened during the day. Not a lot of writing, just bullet noted what took place in my day. And then I took a photo of myself here and I made some notes underneath that photo of myself of what was on my mind about the new year at the time. Always love pre-making tags, and this was a fun creative session all in itself, but then I added it to my memory planner because I think it's super important for those to be here. I used this ledger sticker. It's from a 6x8 sticker sheet and wrote my notes on there. This is also from a previous kit. Hang on to those kits, go through them, look for the colors that are working for you at the time and utilize them and use them up. And I have lots of notes inside this little tuckable here. I just love this tuckable so much. And I had plenty of notes because of writing throughout the day, in my little, daily planner. And then, notes on the day, some things that were happening, of course, photos of, my granddaughter and some time spent up at their home. And then just sort of bullet pointed the day here. This is an old, I'm not even sure which this change is happening is from, but that's from an old Stop the Blur class download. I had a photo from the day. And then just this little 3 photo spread here. And then using the modern dies from ScrapbookCom to fill in the Celebrate. Used November's kit to put that definition on there. And then I used these bold numbers for the 23, and then this mini word stamp that is a little bit older in the shop, but super important to have too. And then an older blur description, because just as a reminder, as the year ended, it's all a blur if you don't write it down. And that's what I wanted to share with you this week. Thank you so much for hanging on here till the end. If you have any questions, always, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.